Welcome to the AI Desk, your weekly briefing on AI and tech. Let's start with code review. Anthropic just launched code review for Claude Code, a multi-agent system that automatically reviews your pull requests. Here's how it works. When a pull request is opened, the GitHub app triggers the review. Multiple agents are launched in parallel on the diff. The system scales with the pull request. A large, complex change gets more agents and a deeper read. Each agent analyzes the code and looks for problems. If a finding is confirmed, it goes through re-verification and ranking by severity to filter out false positives. So some agents find real issues, some don't. The confirmed findings are posted as comments on the pull request. On average, the whole process takes about 20 minutes. Honestly, I find that pretty slow compared to just having review skills, asking a session to analyze the code, commit, and ask your teammate to verify. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Anthropic has been using code review internally for months. On large pull requests, over 1,000 lines changed. 84% get findings, averaging 7.5 issues. On small pull requests under 50 lines, that drops to 31%, averaging half an issue. And less than 1% of findings are marked as incorrect by engineers. But here's the important part. Code review doesn't merge anything. It doesn't give you a green check. It points out the problems and lets the dev decide. The human reviewer is still the decision maker, but they arrive on the pull request with the noise already filtered out. Now, let's talk about always-on agents. By the way, Anthropic shipped a new command in Claude Code /BTW. It lets you ask a quick side question while Claude is working, without interrupting it. The question and answer show up in an overlay. They never enter the conversation history. No tools can be called. It just uses the parent context. Under the hood, it's a single turn with no tool access. /BTW sees the full conversation context, but it can't read files or run commands. It's the inverse of a subagent. A subagent has tools but no context. /BTW has context but no tools. Anthropic also launched scheduled tasks in Claude Code. The idea is simple. You define a schedule for recurring tasks. You can ask Claude to create a cron job directly in the terminal. It asks the right questions, creates the task, and confirms the schedule. But is it really useful? In the CLI, tasks expire after 3 days and disappear when you close the session. In desktop, the app has to stay open and the machine has to stay awake. For a reliable cron, a simple system cron tab launching a Claude session would do the same thing, without depending on an active session. On the Cursor side, it's a radically different approach. Cursor just launched automations, always-on agents that run in the cloud. No need to keep a session open or a machine awake. When a trigger fires, a cloud sandbox spins up, follows the configured instructions with MCP servers, and verifies its own output. And the agents have memory. They retain insights from previous runs and improve over time. Here are a few examples. Every night, an agent finds untested code and opens a pull request. A Slack message triggers an agent that deduplicates bug reports, creates a linear ticket, and searches for the root cause. And every week, an agent aggregates merge pull requests, bug fixes, and dependency updates into a Slack recap. Now, let's talk about how Claude thinks. Anthropic just changed a setting that directly affects how Claude Code reasons. It's called Effort, and the default just switched to Medium. Tariq, an engineer at Anthropic, shared the details on Twitter. Effort is a parameter that's shipped with Opus 4.5 alongside adaptive thinking. It tells the model how hard to think before answering. 3 levels: low for quick answers, medium for balance, and high when you really need to dig deep. Anthropic finds this works better than thinking token budgets did. So why medium and not high? Because Anthropic's data shows that for the average Claude Code user, medium is the best trade-off between latency, intelligence, and usage limits. High gives you better answers, but you burn through your tokens much faster. If Medium doesn't work for you, you have two options. First, open/model and switch to high permanently for your session. Second, type UltraThink and Claude thinks extra hard, but only for that one turn. It's a one-shot override. And in the same thread, Anthropic is temporarily removing access to Opus 4, Opus 4.1, and Sonnet 4.5 in Claude Code. Only a small subset of users were still on these models, and the Claude Code harness is no longer well-shaped for them. This frees up capacity for the current models, Opus 4.5 and 4.6. To recap, Effort controls how hard Claude thinks. The default is now medium. You can override it with /model or UltraThink, and older models are temporarily removed from Claude Code. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, subscribe to the AI Desk. New videos every week, links in the description. See you next time.